Oh, great. Guys. You just joined the Wicked Lady Hippie. We are at the bar live, as you can probably see from the fidgety. It's gotten a bit chilly down here in Augusta. I know, shocking, isn't it? But every once in a while we get some weather. It's generally not nice winter here because, like, nobody is ready for it. Nobody. So I'm watching the news like a hawk. It could have snowed 5 feet overnight in Chicago when I was growing up. You did not get a snow day. You got a snow day maybe when it was as high as your house, and I have been there when that happened. It's not so much fun. And your dad can't afford to keep the heat on that long. So everybody's got 15 things on, 4 blankets, standing over the toaster. Sometimes Mama would cheat a little bit, and she turned the broiler on, open oven. That was amazing. I don't know how we lived through that. Had to tunnel out. Nothing was open. One of the few times that happened. Most of the time, it was as if it was sprinkling rain. They didn't care, and that was also fun for some, I think. Now I almost have. Let's see here. Yeah, we got live chat up. Come and see me, talk to me, subscribe, do the thing. Y'all know what that is. Y'all do know. I generally just kind of get up here and sound off and fidget. But I think this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, folks. Look it up. And what's another one? It's just awesome that we have this kind of thing, that we can sit here and talk to somebody 5,000 miles away and have a great time. If you're in Augusta, look me up, come sit at the bar. Be prepared to be speaking into a microphone, which my friends will not do. Neither will my family. They want nothing to do with it. It's just me slugging around out here. My husband will tweak the equipment once in a while or just go buy new stuff. He's like that. So, like I said, you joined the Lady Wicked at the bar. We are live. Throw some shit up there, guys, if you want me to talk about something. Otherwise, it's my turn. I take the weekends off. I've seen some shit, though. I have seen some shit. I thought, okay, I'm one of those that says, I read my Bible. I don't read it every day, but I try to read it through from beginning to end once a year. Now, I haven't been able to do that in the middle of my husband remodeling my home. I had a horrific accident. And the pod thing had already gone back, that we had things in because it's a smaller home. You just couldn't do it and move stuff aside. So it came out. It got boxed up, came out. All of that got stuck up in what would have been my studio. So forgive me, I am at the bar. Actually, I like this better, but I probably need more room if I was to make it an actual thing, because I would need other things. So you'll have to forgive me. You've got the family background, a little bit of this, that, and the other. My husband is a Native American, and I am of British and Irish and Scottish descent. What can I say? We get around. He's also, I don't know how they put that. He's a chief to the tribe, one of the tribes of the Creek Native Americans. But you can pass that off a little early sometimes, and that's what he had to do. He's 70, and my age is a state secret, so good luck with that. And so he passed that on down, because we do live shows and all of that. Like, just we do. Browns Mount is one of them. And we have a tribe that's down in Florida, and I see my necklace is wrong. I mean, worse. I just do this every time I get on camera. It's ridiculous. It's not going to go that way. Close enough, yay. Anyway, we used to do all that. And I loved going to the Scottish Rites Festival at Stone Mountain. And that's a separate thing, besides like Stone Mountain, because it's huge. It's a mess. I love going there. I always grab a kilt while I'm there, because I've already gained another size. So now I can't travel. I haven't been able to travel for several years now, and I don't like that, but I do like that at the same time. I don't miss, driving around in snow while big rigs are blowing past you and the wind is throwing you off into the ditch. Those are not fun drives, and they do it on purpose. By the way, they do. They really do. You can tell a good driver of a rig and a bad driver. A good rig driver, and he's not supposed to pass or she on on the left, unless they have to, and that's when they'll blow you off the road. Probably either way, but I got thrown off a couple of times nearly by that. My friend was in a car behind me. We had CBs, and she was screaming continuously, and I was like, "Al, take the mic away from her." Shut the hell up. What the hell is screaming gonna do? And I mean, scream to blue heaven. So finally, he keyed the mic, and I was like, God. We finally got to an exit where we could get off, and all of us got out of the car like my eyebrows were shaking. What the fuck? No, this is not for children. Myself, I am an Army veteran, published author, mother, grandmother, yada yada, all that stuff. So out there, if you see me or if you want to pop in later and you just let me know and tell me you were there, you can drop a city in. You can drop, hey bitch, what's up? I don't care. I'm old. It's like that. It's like the commercial. I have bail money. Go ahead, bitch. So it's colder here than it is normally, or what we remember. And yet it's gotten colder every year here. And I kept saying that the first 4 or 5 years I was here, but I kept running back and forth to San Antonio, living there for a few years. That year, my husband's from here. Um, and I was raised in Chicago. I've been all over the world. So I'm one of those metropolitan people. That's what I say. I'm an adoptee. So I don't know where the hell I was, but I was born in Cook County because I was able to look that up. But it wasn't where they said it was. It was in LaSalle. It wasn't Chicago proper, but it was counted as Cook County. So enough of me. I digress. Anybody been checking out what the hell's been going on over the weekend? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. It's just it seems to just get worse to me. I can't put my arms around any one thing and land. I also said that every day I got up here, I seem to be a little loud. I would talk about Charlie Kirk and at least mention who he was, what he did. He was a good man. He was assassinated on the 10th of September this year, 21st century. And he was shot, as they said, because of his uh, hatred towards somebody else. The boy never hated nothing. I don't think he even stepped on an ant. And I didn't know he had all the things that he had. I knew him as the young man on campus that said, prove me wrong. I love that debate. I'd get up there too. I'm on the TV. I'm not really there. I'm debating with his ass. I love that kid. I still do. But that's not why he was killed. He slipped a leash. They found out he was going to do a paternity test on them kids, find out if they were his. Good God above what a thing have to do and go through. Oh my Lord. To such a sweet young man. So many couldn't trust his wife just to order that after they spent this long. The young girl, the first baby is almost 4, I think, and the other one would be going back 2. So that's a little time. It's not a lot. But something changed in this young man's life overnight. He actually told Candace Owens and girlfriends, shout out, love you to pieces. Wusa, do not go there live. Do not stop and step into that level. Please stay safe. She seems to have been one of the only, now that it's been 3 months, to continue to look for who killed her friend. And they have tried everything. They've had the president call her about the thing in France. I don't care. It's France. It's fucking France. This isn't even shocking in France. I mean, it's been a while, I know, but yeah. Yes. It's like Candace, pick your battle. Pick whatever hill you think you can, that you're ready to die on. Pick one and settle down. You got babies. Don't let them take that from you. Don't let them make you go bankrupt or spend another fucking dime on an attorney. Fire all up. I can see that you couldn't do that, but my point being is stay safe, and I hope that you can put some of this behind you. I don't think you should stop for Charlie unless there's more threats. And even then, I think Charlie himself would have said, "You've got to pull back. There, you've got to stop. It's not gonna. It's protected somehow." He would know probably, assuming. But I believe in reincarnation. I believe in all that stuff, out of body experiences. So any of that stuff y'all want to talk about, please feel free. I love Edgar Casey. He was my go-to dude, still is since I was like 7. This is the top. I don't know what you would call it, prophet, really, in the United States, ever, ever. I think it makes Nostradamus look quaint. I mean, the two towers. We all heard that, and I ran home on my lunch and I was seeing it because my husband called me, and it was so horrific. But I think Nostradamus called them the new city, the towers. Yeah, I mean he was spot on. He really was. So I'm not saying I'm just joking, but if you are curious about things like that, look up Edgar Casey and find out the background. See if you want to go any further. An amazing man, 14,000 plus readings he gave, life readings, health readings, you name it. This is back. He died in 1945, so you can imagine that they had to telegraph at first. They didn't have any phones when he first started in his young teens. I think he was also a photographer because, of course, he wasn't making any money, and somebody had him making them money because he would go into a trance state and he would not remember what he was asked, what he said, what he did. And he never moved off that couch. He read Akashic Records. If you don't know what that is, I'm going everywhere here. Akashic Records are the records of every life of every person that has ever been. So if you are in your astral body and you want to go check things out, he's a good the agency that's been there in his name for many decades now. Um, you just have to check it out. It's so fascinating, and I've crossed over 3 times, so I've been out of body, and I began to research that. I died the first time at 18. Long there's stories. Like I say, stupid shit. And yeah, so I'm down to paranormal. I'm down with that. So come on in if you want to. I love talking about that stuff. Storm chasing, anything like that. I love that. Used to do that. And I'm old. I'm retired. I'm actually fucking loving it. I have a bar at home. I started doing the podcast a couple of years back now, or it's been a couple of years, and I had that huge injury and accident and all that to get through, and that took 10 months. Literally, I didn't even do Facebook. It was my eyebrows hurt. Oh, if you even moved, it was. Hang on, you're gonna scream type thing. It was a bad time. I'll put it that way. Glad it's behind me. Let's see, we've done Candace, we've done Charlie. There's another thing I found that I was hoping somebody could tell me something about. And I'm going, what is this going on in Minneapolis? I dial it, Oh, there's a trial. They've been stealing from the food programs. I think it's the SNAP. I'm not sure, but whatever program, some federal program, to the tune of $7 million. And they're on trial. And the verdict is in. And so I'm like, okay, I got to see this. I love YouTube lately. That's about what I say. And of course, the jury comes back without a shadow of a doubt, guilty, all 12. The judge says, no, no, that's not it. No, they're not guilty. You can go. I thought I was having my first heart attack. I mean, it was like, how in the absolute fuck all does a judge overturn a 12-man jury? Did I move to a different universe? Is there just not enough oxygen in here? What the flip? No, 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 you can't. Why the fuck all did they have a trial with a jury if a judge can go, no, no, that's not good. This is one of those times I was hoping I'd faint. Didn't happen. That's why I have stiffness. When I was raised by two parents that were they were older, World War tours, and the women would faint on the couch, on the chair, or somebody could catch us. They never hit the floor. Never. And they would get a stiffener for them. They do the ammonia tablet. And, yeah, they give them a little stiffener. And they'd have that. They'd say, "Are you feeling better?" "Yeah, I think so. I got two dinner. Get her another one." Ain't go past three. I always loved that. But I've never been able to faint. My husband buys me little whiskey fireballs. He's really great about that. I love these little airplane bottles. A little whiskey fireball. It's a great little whiskey, too. I like my whiskey on the rocks. And I like scotch. 12, 13-year-old scotch. I mean, I've been spoiled all that traveling about Europe. But the whiskey fireballs are really cute because they have that burst of cinnamon that it's like the old fireball candy we used to take 4 months to chew up. You could tog the big ball in your mouth. That's what it reminded me of. And since I like it, he keeps that stocked at the bar for me in the fridge. And the only time I do that is when I'm up here because usually I'm talking about something that still I can't pass out. I have a lot of friends. None of them will come on. None of them will come on. It's, they're shy, they're this, they're that. How do you do that? It's like I turn it on. My husband thinks it's cool because I used to just argue with the TV. I mean, I really did, still do. Um, about the jury thing, maybe if anybody has an idea, I can't even form a question. Any information on that or how a judge could do that? Do please drop that in there, the link or something. Because I've looked and I can't. In 250 years, I've got a lot more research to do. See how this judge could do this. And I should have known if a judge could stop the U.S. president from taking out people here illegally, taking murderers to prison in San Salvador, then I reckon a judge would overturn a not guilty verdict. I mean, a guilty verdict. Soon I'm going to need oxygen. So I said, these are starting to tick some boxes. What that means to me when I say tick the boxes like that, I've always, like I said, like Mr. Casey, you read the Bible, you read a lot. I did. I still do. And the thing about that is you're almost ahead of the curve and you're waiting for somebody that's me hitting something at my bar. It takes time for everybody to catch up to you. So it's difficult to have conversations. And I thought, this is so fucking awesome. It's not difficult to have a conversation because I know y'all are out there. You'll catch me sooner or later. This is my second channel because of the horrific injury I sustained. I was off too long on my first channel. And at first I was able to go right back on that channel. And then suddenly it just would not live stream, just would not do it. My husband bought me new equipment and everything, still wouldn't do it. So I said, okay, get a new channel. I hated to, but I wanted to make sure that the other channel I still had the ones that I put in the can because I had like 246 or something. It might not be a lot to anybody else, but it's like they say to me, my friends say, how do you get up there and talk? I was like, I think I won't be able to that day. And I'm watching what's going on, but I'm angry. And so that's what I do. I get up and I go, oh, come on. I know there's some more of us that are bad shit crazy, but we're like, how come they're getting the fuck away? I would get a traffic ticket that costs more than these people suffered for stealing $7 million and guilty without a shadow of a doubt. I think I moved to Minnesota. Too much snow. I kept getting further south till I hit the Cubans and backed up a little bit. No offense, guys. Just saying. I've been required to speak Spanish after learning German when I was stationed in Germany, and a smattering of Italian, maybe a little bit of French, but not good at it. Enough to when you're over there, you're going to be able to say, "I need this drink." Double, make it a fucking triple. I've been lost on the side street for 14 hours. I love that the cabs were Mercedes Benz. So you need to get your wallet out on the first one. How much? that big fat funny money? Love that shit. Brought some back with me. So yeah, she liked it under a board. It's cool. My tickets, old tickets, Rolling Stones, and all kinds of. It was always at a concert. It was the 80s. It even went to a few in the 90s, but they changed so much by the middle 90s that it's just for us old hippies, we weren't doing it. It was like you can't have a lighter, you can't have a cigarette, you can't have a fucking drink. I'm not going to that shit. I'll just play that fucker at home and throw a party. That's how the concert was back when I went. It's just a big ass party. It's exactly the same. It was just bigger and you paid to get there. I know I used to run keggers at my place when I loved Halloween. We told everybody to dress up in togas one year. And the boys, they'd just come out with Velcro, and these boys were so silly. They were using those little Velcro towels. I mean, I'm sure they thought they were okay, but we women had 2 or 3 beers, and we were snapping towels like those. No, one of the best ones I ever had. I had a big house, a big yard, and I was next to a bank, which luckily was usually empty when I threw those kind of parties. So everybody had a parking place. No, I had that many people. I really did. I'd have, part of Company C, half of Company B, and I was Bravo Charlie Company, Bravo mainly. And, but I had a lot from Charlie. I love Charlie. Anyway, it always was like that. I don't know why. I didn't seem to invite many of the others companies, but I would, Charlie Company I'd usually have out there craziest bed bugs. Picnic shy. I mean, a sandwich shy of a picnic. So they were, and I charged them, gave little tickets, stamps on the hand and shit. It was fun. It was the 80s. I haven't seen much fun around here. I keep hearing the food's lower. It's almost $8 for a pound of hamburger, which nobody wants to buy anyway. But they have to hate something to eat. It's just unbelievable. Pet food, they should all be just fired. And by fired, I mean in front of a firing squad. Uh, when the pandemic hit, everything absolutely doubled the next day. When they declared that it was a pandemic, they would shut us down. I ran to the store, and my grandson, he's also an Army veteran, he was with me, and he stayed with us. The upstairs we had turned into apartments, kind of per se, and so he was with me, and he didn't want me to have to do all. I'm not that big a person, but he underestimates me all the time. So anyway, he went along, and I ended up spending about $300. And we were watching just with mouths open because on the way there, he's going, "Grandma, you're just panicking." I said, "Son, I'm not panicking, but I believe there's about 4 million others in this city that are, which means if I don't move now, the animals have no food. We've not no extra food. We don't know what's going to go on with deliveries. We don't know how this will be restructured, but I guarantee you we're going to need a couple of weeks worth of shit." And I was right. When we got there, like it was a mouth agape watching people come past with the toilet paper thing. I don't know what the hell that was about, but yeah, that was the thing. And he was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Told you." Some people come by with whole carts of meat with 3 kids behind them shoving, this, that, and the other. There was no point of that. They weren't saying, "Hey, let's leave somebody." I mean, we got enough for 2 weeks. That's what I bought. I bought anything more than enough for 2 weeks. On the food side, maybe three, something to that end. And could freeze bread and all that. So it was enough to and have the big freezer. So yeah, I give it in the food department for us and the cats. We had 3 weeks supply and litter for God's sakes. So I knew exactly what this cost because I had just done it. So I go back, and in 2 weeks, everything has literally doubled. It's just off the charts doubled. I see my phone is deciding to interrupt me. Potential spam. You gotta love it when the phone talks to you. You don't even have to answer them anymore. It's just that, you don't want this guy. So let's see. We've gone with the government, and I can't. DC was no. It was no good when I was there in the 80s. Had clearance myself. Did nice work. It was great money. Um, civil servant, all the above. And I still live next to a base after all these years. I'm retired now, and I live at the gate of the base. I always seem to get there. My Some of my family works on that base, and they tour high clearance, and so you never know what's going on. So we took their starter home because they found out when their son, well, his son was 13, her stepson. It's his only wife. He's never been married, but he did have a baby. Beautiful son, loving it to pieces. He was the one that was with me. And yeah, so we all panicked a little bit when they said they wanted to not give everybody paychecks because almost all of us, well, yeah, pretty much all of us are in a government capacity. And I have been since I was very young. It was either for the school or what have you. It's just what I do. And being every say, oh, being retired, you're gonna so hate it because I used to run every fucking where. It seemed like I had three jobs and still had the housework in between. I'm serious to God, I'd be doing laundry at 4 o'clock in the morning because I had to leave the house at 6:30 to go to work. So I would get up early enough to be able to do whatever I had to do. So yeah, and squeeze college in there somewhere because every 2 years the fucking equipment would change. You're having to teach everybody else how to use that shit. So that was fun. I'm so glad. I give them credit. I had a new phone every fucking year since 1989. I swear to God. And still, we did not turn off the landline until like 96 because I turned to my husband and I'm like, we keep paying this fuckers $50 a month or whatever it was. We don't get a phone call. We don't make a phone call on these phones. And it was like, oh, well, we don't need them. Like, fuck that. I ain't paying. I ain't used them in a year and a half, 2 years. No, wait a minute. It's been 6, 7 years. No, they can go. But I hated that when he first put me on a cell phone. I didn't want it. He had been on one for some time. He was a truck driver and a beeper. He had both. And my son, we wouldn't let him have a beeper. We kept taking his beepers and he'd go buy another one. We'd take his beeper. Give it away how old I am. It's not like that now. My granddaughter's 13, and that's why they moved. It was surprise, you're having a baby. And my grandson he's a great, he's a great baby. He's good half brother. His mother has two girls, and they're his half sisters. And he loves his half sister. They're just sisters. But to denote, I'll do that up here. So that's my family. The rest of my family have already crossed over, and unlike me, they drank too much. And I'm afraid to say that that is what killed them. Cirrhosis killed them all at very young ages. And I still miss all of them. I'll see them later. I have no fear of death. I think nobody does really in most ways. I think all of us fear how death will occur, but we're not afraid of death. That's just, you can't get out of life alive is one I like to pick. You just can't. So I'm going to enjoy every possible second I have here, which is why I'm up here talking to everybody that can see me or hear me and get up here and go, did you see this thing on the ghost? Now, I don't drop videos unless I'm asked or unless we're chatting about something about maybe a particular paranormal video. I could see popping that in. But ordinarily, I just sit up here and wait for somebody to tell me what they want to talk about, or I'll just tell y'all what I found out over the weekend and we go on, which is, again, the reason for the stiffener. Somebody's got to loosen those lips. I don't know. Mm. I said, okay. I want somebody to riddle me this. Dan Bongino and Cash Patel were on Fox, and they were asked specifically, were there anything else on the Epstein files? This is about 5 months ago. I should drop that. Oh no, that we've got it all. We've released everything we've got. Just a couple of weeks ago, they said they were releasing the Epstein files. I'm like, those empty folders weren't enough. Sometimes be a fly on the wall. I pay good money to see some of that shit. Um, the other thing I had was, like I said, the shutdown. I don't understand. I thought there was like 147 or so senators from every state in the union, basically. So I couldn't figure out why this one dude I can't think of his name now. I will. It'll come to me. In any event, he was up there telling Charlie Schumer. I knew he'd come to me. That no, they can't vote that way. They got to vote. No, they got to vote yes to shut down the government. I'm like, why are you fuckers there? Are you, I mean, you even the president can't tell you to do that. Why you letting this little gopher who's like octogenarian? He's 85. Why? It was the same thing with Nancy Pelosi. Meanwhile, these guys are worth multi millions. They're all multimillionaires. And they're saying, you got to vote this way, or no, 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 we're going to close this. We're going to, what the fuck are you doing? Huh? Is that what the people voted you in there for? To say, oh, what, can we do this? Can we get a bath hall pass there, Mr. Schumer? Absolute fuck off. That's what we kiss water every day. Shame on every damn one of you. Yes, I know it's been lifted now, but I've been dying to say that. I love Senator Kennedy. Fucking funny as hell. It shows the shit out of him. I'm not that good yet. I'm studying. Mm. I loved these cigars, cigarillos, when I was in Europe, and I quit smoking. I had a problem with the doctor said I had to do that. So I have vaped for, 5, 6 years now. And a friend of mine was here at the bar with us. I think we were doing his birthday. And he pulled one of these out. And I said, oh my God, I've got to buy one of those because I haven't seen one. My husband, guys, they're everywhere. I'm like, I hadn't even looked at a carton of cigarettes, in years. So he gave me one, and that was it for me. I just had to have it. And they go out while you're talking, so you'll see me relight them. And they last forever for me that way because it's like you're basically, I have to tell myself it's like the vape, 2 or 3 hits at a time, let it go out, so forth. And you still feel like you get through the nicotine thing because I've been fighting that. I've been using the nicotine part on the vapor. So I'm still doing the nicotine thing. Thank you, government, whoever. So that's there. Maybe Mr. Kennedy could stop him from doing that and feed the shit like, oh God, I don't even know what they put in some of it. I heard there was petroleum in like everything. There's sugar in everything, and the body rejects sugar. Ain't that a pip? So I keep a lot of honey. Don't use much. It's just saying. Mm, I should mention that too. Holidays are coming, folks. They're pretty. I've had them for like 40 years. You might think I'm drinking a lot. In fact, you can see from the side of it, I haven't drank much, about half. Again, I like my whiskey on the rocks. And so while I'm sitting here talking, I put a little bit in there, and the ice there will cool it down for me. Yeah, I keep it in the bar refrigerator. And yeah, I have the cutest scarf on. It's really lovely. It's embroidered, lovely flowers and butterflies. And I had gotten chilled earlier while I was just up here doing this. I just grabbed one of my scarves. And this is one of the bigger ones. I mean, you see through, but believe it or not, they're warm. They're really nice. And they're a great little adjustment to whatever I'm wearing if I'm stepping out. I used to saying to clean the house. This dress, I love this dress. It's floor length, kind of like a black silk with the little Peter Pan collar. It's short sleeve. There are pockets on both sides, down below, like on the thighs almost, but they're perfect. And I saw this is like, I have friends that get to me on Facebook. They kill me. They're like, you look like June Cleaver. Again, a date, look it up. Out there cleaning your vacuum and all that stuff with your pearls on it. It really is me. Sometimes Sundays, I'll grab a pair of pants and a sweater or something to that effect. Very rarely will you find me in jeans. Pretty much all my life. I'll have 40 pair of jeans, but I'm usually wearing a sundress or what have you. So most of these things, since I had that accident, so much scarring on the leg, on the one leg, on both sides of it. So, and it's difficult, and I have a lot of metal. So it's difficult to, now that they have these stretch pants and everything has to fit like they're nylons or some shit, which I didn't notice in my younger years. I should say my fucked up my shit years. Terrible tragedy. And so it's just difficult to get pants on and off with these straight legs and jeans and all that. And you wouldn't think that it is. It's a little bit difficult to get on. The point being getting it off. It accordions together, and somehow I got to pull that up and around, and it just it's not a good day when I have to do that. So I tend to avoid them like the plague, and go with the larger pant style instead of jeans. So it's going to have to be something probably to put mom back in a pair of jeans. My granddaughter's so cute. She's 13. These kids. At 13, I wear lipstick. We had just been allowed to wear pants to school. I kid you not. I got to wear pants to school finally in eighth grade. Mind you, I lived in Chicago where it was 30 below and it had been blizzard conditions just 10 minutes ago. You wear a skirt or a dress, but you didn't wear pants. Bastards. Although we were able to cocoon up, to dress to go. Love, and I miss ice skating. I miss dancing. I don't know what it's, I didn't go. Of course, I was not for the finals or something like that. I just used to love skating. You've really got to have a good partner. If you do double skating, of course, you have to trust each other implicitly. It's flying. It's the most wonderful thing, and I was able to do that at one of my better friends. He was the best skater out there, and I didn't weigh but like 85 pounds, so he could toss me up and catch, and we could do all that. And I was a gymnast as well, and danced into jazz. I mean, just yeah. I loved dancing. I loved ice skating. I loved all those things. And now I can't do any of them. Although there's a few songs that I have that I'm trying to work the leg back into doing it. And then I'm looking at this TV of mine and I'm looking at me and I'm like, I've seen this in 3 movies, man. Those bitches were old as dirt. They were still trying to dance like they were 20. So I haven't done it like a week and I miss it. So I'm probably going to go back because it's not one of those jerking around dances, but you want to. Or you want to jump through the air and land on your skates and twizzle back and then catch you again. And I've seen them, of course, on this little strips, and I have to watch because they're so beautiful. And I never thought so. And you'll fall, you'll do things like that. Um, didn't break anything back then. Thank you, Lord. It was beautiful time that we had. And I've seen the ones that are just I don't even know how to describe them. Besides, they're amazing and beautiful. I'm so glad to see that it's it's still done. Like Sonia Henning would have been before us, and you really date me now, don't you? I don't care. I earned every bit of this shit, and I enjoyed every bit of it. You bet your ass. I love the thing, they were talking about, oh, the death and the afterlife and what do you want to do? Do you want to keep your body? Should you do like the mummies and all that? And I'm like, we've come from an age where they're laid out and they were in their homes, right? And that was spooky when you're a kid and you walk in, there's all kinds of food. There's a corpse around the food, just flowers and food. It's like a 12-year-old. You're like, fuck, I don't want none of that shit. And you got older and then yourself and things were changing and then it was funeral homes and that didn't bother your life so much until maybe most of us till our 30s or so, and it was like every other week you were at a funeral parlor somewhere. I have more black clothes than anything in my closet, and I thought it was always amusing because they go, "Oh, he looks so good." I'm like, "He's dead. He don't look good. He does not look good. He's dead." I mean, he looks so nice. Oh my God. Did you say that while they were alive? Like nice dress or what have you. So that always amuses me. Now that it's my turn, coming up, I would say at my age, I like to think I'm ready for that shit. Uh, I, we live over here and it's cold now. So all of our lips are going, with that cracking thing every 10 minutes. So, excuse me. I like that. It's got a bit of balm in it. It's got a little perky up. At my age, you take everything you can to help. Everything. Where sometimes I've got a hairpiece on because my earphones slide down, slide forward. They have a life of their own. And I didn't think I needed them, that I could broadcast without them. It turns out that it's a good thing I keep them on because it totally sounds different to me. And it sounds different to me when I turn it on and I'm editing and so forth. Most of the time I just go, yeah, it's good enough. I'm an amateur. I'm not making no fucking money at this. Don't expect to. Not, I'm not averse to it, but I don't expect to make any money at this. But I want to talk to folks about everything. What is it? What's going on in Europe right now, dear Lord Bub? Oh my God. I love Britain, Ireland, Scotland. And that's before I knew it, that DNA would match me there. I always just felt it. The red hair and green eyes kind of was a giveaway. And so, yeah, I am looking and I watch when they pop up. And oh my God, I fear for these people so much right now. All of them. They've been getting along. I mean, when I was visiting there, there was a lot of people from India. There was just people there from all over the world, just like there was in the U.S. But we had a majority Spanish uh, influx. Even when I had returned from Europe, there was you had to speak Spanish and be bilingual to get a job, and I was like, "That's fucking backwards." I'm fucking home now. I'm not speaking another fucking language, you moronic bastards. Of course, I love Spanish. So, what are you gonna do? You can't find City Hall. You can't fucking find City Hall. It's closed for the weekend or some shit. I mean, just trying to get your tags redone. You got to pay the. This is why, folks, that they got rid of mass transit in many, many, many areas. There's no reason they don't have it. We don't really have it here in Augusta. There's a metro line that runs downtown, mainly the hospital route. My VA's down there, and I have another one that's closer to me. It's the uptown location. The older one that's been there forever is downtown Augusta. Oh my God, it's it's like rows of hospitals. The VA is attached. It's always almost always that way because I've worked with the VA even in San Antonio. I was attached to three other hospitals and worked with all four hospitals. So yeah, I used to have fun. I've never been one of those. Let me follow you. Fuck you. You are slow. Get the hell out of the way. Um, I just ran over folk, and I'm just a little big thing. But I seem to think I'm like 12 foot tall and sometimes bulletproof. But most of the time, I just keep my weapon where I can find it and go take a shot. I came out as a marksman, which surprised me when I was in boot camp. I got expert marksman. I was like, really? Because I'd never fired a weapon. Seen a couple. Daddy had a Tommy gun. Daddy ran moonshine back in the day. He would say, I don't know what the fuck he was doing. And his brother. But yeah, so I was kind of on the periphery of that. And nowadays, it's like they keep saying gun control, gun control. Well, there should be car control. There should be machete control, knife control, penknives killing kids on trams that just came from the war in the Ukraine and is curled up in a ball trying to figure out why she's dying. And the other four people in the car with her don't look at her and leave her to die the fuck alone. Oh my God, the shame you people. You do know you're going straight to hell, right? You don't even need to read the Bible to know that. The bus driver could have told you that, or whoever was driving that train. That was horrific what happened to that little girl. Charlie, I believe again, I will say, I think he slipped the leash. He was doing the paternity test, meaning somehow he didn't trust his wife suddenly. He had told several people, I believe, I know he told Candace that he was too scared to trust anybody. He mentioned that he was frightened. This was a big man. Looked at me like he was 6'2", 6'3". He was a big man. And I thought, if he says he's frightened and doesn't know who to trust, holy hell. And then I started seeing everybody pull up the stuff that was his and now was hers, the Widdets. which is as it should be. The problem I have with the widow, and I shouldn't have, I don't want to judge anybody, but just to mention it because I heard it mentioned a many a time. Now she came through and she had his picture on the coffin. She had her hair on the coffin. She had everything perfectly done for the photo. That to wrench at all of our hearts. And pictures of the children and of him with the children. Understood. I don't blame her, but that's what you do. You celebrate their life, right? A little to overpost, but I mean, might have been that way. Who knows? She had a lot of hair. I've had that much hair, and it gets everywhere. Just got a life of its own. You coming in the door, it's got your. I'm serious. And so yeah, all that was great. And then I found out they've had him cremated. There's no autopsy. She's got a memorial coming up. Most of from the president down are at this memorial. Basically, I'm assuming besides memorial, but funeral memorial. And she comes in a white. I could get over it. She came in a white pantsuit with a black blouse. It was completely backwards. She had a white blouse and black on. That's just my generation. But she had black on when she brought him home. They were all dressed in black. So I don't understand that. And then I saw her. She got the Medal of Freedom from President Trump for Charlie posthumously. And it actually was or would have been his 32nd birthday. She was there and she was in black. That was see through. And then I don't know where she was or what the event was, but I saw a clip and she's greeting J.D. Vance, the vice president. It's J.D. I don't know how you go J.D., but she had J.D. and they were like, and everybody said this was inappropriate where she's cupping the back of his head. She's leaned up and in. The pelvic area is no see-through behind. Yeah, I felt for second lady because I knew she was seeing this. And I'm not saying seeing it basically or even notice it when it was done, but it was the way everybody picked it apart. But the second I saw it, I was like, that's inappropriate. I thought she had the president inappropriately as well. I don't want to judge, and I'm trying not to judge. She's the widow. But the more I've heard is they brought Israeli in and they've done all this other stuff. From what I've heard and seen going on, there's a lot of money laundering going on at Turning Point USA. Darn it. Went the wrong way. Okay. I think I'm still living. There's a lot of questions, but that was interesting. Let's try. There was a young man who somehow looked into their taxes, or the taxes that they had filed before, past tax records. And somehow he was looking at them, and where they said they paid payroll at this address and they owned this business, so they were taking this off, and they earned this, they were taking that off, right? It was millions, apparently. This is an investigative report. He did really well. And he went to these locations. One was a parking lot. We didn't see nobody working. Might have been their day off. So he went from the parking lot to another couple of the addresses. The addresses were mini malls, and they were all closed. Everything in the mini malls was closed. No mailbox, nothing. Just closed. So he went to the third place that they listed as a payroll and all this. Nothing. Throat's itchy. I don't know why. Maybe they don't want me to talk about this. See if we can numb them a little bit. Wow. And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe that'll help. I don't know. Just too many questions. When I heard that, like I said, that he also was ordering an independent audit, an outside audit. A few days later, he was dead. I don't believe for a second. I can't wrap my head around it. This guy's saying that this kid, this 22-year-old kid, actually took his father's World War One 30-06 Mauser, found the right place, the only place in the entire area that he could take the shot. It's 149 yards. It's downhill. Charlie's under an awning, and I could barely see him. Now, with the scope, you could see better, of course. This is still an extremely difficult shot, people. Like I said, I was an expert marksman, but my husband was a sniper. And we go shooting together. And I swear, what's her name? Angelina Jolie. She stole our shit. We didn't have Velcro at first. We used to tape our shit on so we could just, because we're chasing us around and doing things like that. So, and they stole that from us. That was, but I gotta admit, she looked great in it. She really did. It kind of the movie in some ways. It got cold. My husband went out the door trying to get this thing to work right. It don't want to. Oh dear, now I've lost my hole. Okay. These things just kill me when they happen. Okay. Because I got to get it off and then back on. And then it's all smushed all my hair down. But I can't hear right if I don't have it up. It's always something at my house. Always something. Always. Probably need to get another set of headsets. Ow, I got another one, but not quite as good as this pair. If it's not going to beat me to death, it's supposed to be for entertainment only. That's what I tell everybody anyway. My husband's waiting on packages. We get packages in December. And we hardly ever have to say, he got a package. And Mommy got a package. Oh, are they both mine, love? Oh, you opened my package. The bull opened my package. I went to a friend's house yesterday, just about five or six houses down the street, but it was raining and cold. So I was dressed. I threw a coat on and everything and drove down there. And about 2 or 3 minutes later, maybe 5 minutes, I'm out of my car. I'm getting ready to leave and come back home. And my husband comes driving by honking and yelling and waving. And Michelle, who I was talking to, she said, my God, how long you been gone? About 10 minutes. He's done chased you down. I was like, yeah, probably. Something needs cleaning. I don't have much time left right now anyway. So now he's over here doing stuff. Please just go away. He makes me nervous. I never know which way he's going. Thank you, dear. He's probably wanting to eat again. We ate already. He's probably wanting to eat again. He needs to skinny. Yeah, I have that to do. The whole bar. We have cats, and they go everywhere. But they drop them off, and nobody helps them. Or they didn't at first. We've been doing it for, 6, 7 years now? And other neighbors have been picking them up and adopting some of them, getting friends to adopt them. More of them are now setting out food and water. We try to provide an area where they're warm in the winter and they're well fed. They're fed twice a day, not just kibble. They get meat as well twice a day, clean water twice a day. So we make sure that those things are always done. I have no idea what he's doing now, but he's doing something with things for dinner, I think. I think he's probably wanting me to make pork chops. I don't want to cook because he is not a nice man when you cook for him. He will find something to pick it apart with. I fucking guarantee you. Really, I need to film us doing dinner. It's just, that'd be a jolly show. Oh, I don't want tacos. Besides, we're having taco shows. Tacos. How about spaghetti? He makes a great spaghetti. It's just, and we've got some garlic bread and stuff. So we actually have to make this decision earlier in the day because if we don't, we turn around at 5 o'clock and goes, anything fucking unfrozen? No. Nothing's unfrozen. Nothing's ready. There isn't going to be anything ready. I'm not eating fajitas. I'm going to have to go because he's going to keep doing that to me no matter what I'm doing out here. I still have 5 minutes, but I guess I'm going to have to give this up. Mm. Also, a heads up, everybody, I will be off the weekend of Christmas and probably a day or two before and a day or two after. So I'm going to take about a week off. Uh, yeah, because I've got to work the first of the month in and everything. So definitely I'm taking probably a week off. But in the meantime, guys, do the shopping. If you got to order early because I haven't. And oh my God, I'm trying to figure that out. I asked my granddaughter, she showed me on a telephone. To me, they're fucking telephones. She's up here doing this shit. And I want this, and this. Yeah. Now, I thought I used to be fast, but I couldn't figure out a damn thing she was talking about. I have no idea what her shoe size is or her boots. I have no idea. There was some jewelry there. I've been getting her jewelry almost every time I saw her since she was born, and I've never seen her wear any of it. So I'm like, what? She has started wearing makeup in the past year. That's a little, like I said. But I'm trying this year. We generally break down and just give them damn cards. So they go buy their own shit because our granddaughter, when she was, I think, 9, her parents said, go ahead and tell your grandparents the truth. And she said, well, frankly, I've been disappointed in my gifts. And no, I didn't hit her, but I considered hitting my son. That they would not, yeah, that they would not teach their child like we taught them. You say fucking thank you. You take it home, give it away to somebody else. I don't know. But you don't go, you don't. This girl did. No, we love our granddaughter. And this was obvious from her parents. So I can't blame her. And I really can't say anything to them because it could get stupid. And I didn't let anybody tell me anything about how to raise my kid. But I'm still really jacked off about it. So we just sent them fucking cards. And there wasn't enough there to fry a loaf of bread. So enjoy your card. You know what I mean? Fuck it. That's not, it's Christmas to me. You want a gift from me? You're going to get a fucking gift. I'm old. If you don't like it, get in line. I don't give a shit. Nope. You couldn't pay me to give a shit. You really couldn't. It's just not worth my time anymore. My husband's doing the outside decorations because we have cats. So I don't do them inside. He bought me a little tree because I was stuck in bed all that 10 months. He bought me a little tree for my bedroom, and I've got that little tree. And so far, we ended up calling that the kitty ICU because we ended up rescuing them. They're very hurt or they're very sick, and we're trying to save them and nurse them back to health. And it killed me, but I lost 3 kittens this year. Kittens. 1 minute running around, they were fine, and the next minute they were gone. It just killed me. It just absolutely killed me. You can't get vets to look at them, and they all decided to do it during holidays. And if you want to see the vet, you might as well say, I'll buy you a new car outright because that's how much they're going to charge you. I forgot they were in there. Leave him in. Oh, I don't know what's the date on him. And see, he does this shit. I tell him when I'm on live, I'm doing a podcast. He comes up like he's George fucking Burns. Yeah, they're gone. Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't want to go shopping today. I may need to go shopping today. My husband is clearing the refrigerator, and I know what that means. It looks like we have a lot of stuff to eat in there. We don't have nothing to eat in there. That's just been outdated for 4 months. One time I found my Miracle Whip was outdated about like a fucking year. You start wearing glasses, everything's blurry. You don't wear glasses at home unless you have to. You see that I wear mine here because sometimes I have to deal with the equipment. And I don't want to take them on and off because all this crap on my head. But anyway, I have to get off of here because he's driving me stupid. And it's not a far drive, I'm just saying. Throw something in the comments, guys. I had a few on the live chat today. I'll try to get back to you tomorrow. If you have anything you want to talk about, discussion, if you want me to drop any videos, you got to tell me because I don't like dropping videos. It has to be really, really good for me to drop a video. There's a good reason for it. To me, it's like plagiarism. We've all seen the damn thing, or we can't see the thing without going through a third party to see it. So if there is something that you can't find, or maybe you think I could do something with, let me know. I'm good with it either way. Oh my goodness gracious. I think there's stuff in here from '05. So he keeps showing me dates and I keep going, yeah, it's going to throw it away. This is why I said I'm going to have to go shopping now because he's thrown everything away. I'm very bad about my refrigerator. I admit. I will clean the shelves that I need to clean and just leave whatever's in there there. I don't know what the fuck it is. I'll leave it in there. I don't have to wash that dish today. And we have dishwashers. Okay. Well, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Hopefully. Be real, guys. Stay safe. If you ask me, it's like a war zone out there. Toodles.